A lot of us get in the rut of I need to have all those right now. But the thing that works the best is focusing on a single thing at a time. I remember when I went to a networking event back when it was, oh, I guess it was just a couple months ago. But I remember going there, and it was one of my past clients that told me and invited me to go there. And as I went there, at the end, I sat down with two individuals, and they were talking about their marketing business. And as they were talking with me, I was asking questions that any investor or any individual would ask about a marketing business for someone who would want to have them as paid individuals. And it was interesting that over the 45 minutes that we talked, it was very hard to figure out what exactly they did. And at the end, I felt like that was just another marketing business. Then after that, as I was wrapping up, there was still another gentleman in the room. Went over to him, introduced myself, and I remember I asked him what he did, and within 2 minutes, not 45 like these other two, but 2 minutes, he told me what he did with marketing, what made him stand out, and how he can help other individuals. And I found that so intriguing because so many times when we get into business, we think we have to serve everybody. But if we serve everybody, nobody wants you because they want to make sure they know that you feel their pain. They want to make sure that you have solutions specifically for them. The world pays for specificity. The more unique and valuable your knowledge, the more you dominate your space. This individual who for 2 minutes told me what he did with his elevator pitch gave me so much more value than sitting down and having the discussion with these other two for 45 minutes. And it's so interesting because this principle of specified knowledge rings true of when you get more specific and you nail down the exact things that you need and the exact things that you solve, that other people will resonate with you. A confused buyer never buys, but one that knows what's going on will always buy if they need it. So we are going to get more clear into it. I want to share with you three different things that are absolutely needed within business when it comes to being specific and how when you are more specific, that people will buy more. The first one, pack your knowledge into a framework. I remember when I was first on my journey of self development, where I went from reading 1 to 50 books in a year, that I had all this knowledge accumulated in my mind. But I wasn't sharing it with people. And I didn't realize it at the time. I do now, but I didn't realize that the person who can't read and the person who reads but doesn't do anything with that knowledge are the same people. Because if you read something but don't apply it, you're what are you doing? Like you're not growing. Nothing's happening, right? You might as well just not done it. And I'd say you actually wasted your time if you're not applying it because now you used the most limited resource and the most valuable resource, which is our time, to not apply something. Cool. I read 50 books in a year, but what the heck did I do with it? It only took me a year or two to learn that lesson to start implementing stuff. But when it comes to getting stuff that you have knowledge wise, if it's general, people just aren't going to buy. Like take what you have knowledge and then organize it into a simple framework. Package your knowledge into a framework because people don't remember quotes here, random things there. They remember a framework. That's why I love different frameworks that I use. I use things like my 2% rule, which is taking 2% action every single day to get you to your 100% goal. I also have the framework of when I talk with high performers who are dyslexic of belief and mindset, then being a GPS, knowing where you are and where you're going, reverse engineering your goal, create the blueprint, taking daily consistent action, and then adjusting and adapting. That framework is something that I use for my coaching The 2% rule is something I use for people who I jump on strategy sessions with, right? These frameworks, they're easy and they're proven and they stick a lot more than if you just have random thoughts out there. So, for those who are wanting to have a business that sticks, create a framework around your knowledge. Don't just throw random stuff out there, but have a framework so that you can then have one, a proven system that works and you can prove it. And two, people will start remembering it. Which then jumps to the second point of start turning your framework and knowledge into content that builds trust. Specialized knowledge means nothing if people don't have it. Specialized knowledge also means nothing if people don't know that you're the one that's giving it or that it's something that's putting out there. How many of you know that random individual who created the best of the best system that's living in a trailer down by the river? Ain't nobody know that person unless they created content, right? But people know who Grant Cardone is. People know who Tony Robbins is. People know these individuals who are out there putting content out and they're sharing their frameworks. They're sharing their sales tactics. They're sharing how they coach and how they do the psychological side of things. They physical, mental, spiritual, all these different things. They turn all their information into content that builds trust. You don't just want to throw random stuff out there, but that builds trust. Because when you are specific, when you get into your niche and share content that works for them, people come to you. As someone who specifically focuses on the niche of dyslexia, my YouTube channel is specifically for dyslexics. And so the content that's in there all surrounds things that dyslexics struggle with and how to overcome it. And people are a lot more attracted to that who are dyslexic because it hits their pain points and it gives them solutions. Here at Champion Circle, we have a YouTube channel in which helps individuals to accelerate their business growth, accelerate their personal growth, and be able to connect and network with individuals who are on the same line as them as high performers and high impact professionals. Champion Circle creates that content so that it hits their pain points and gives them solutions. So when you're putting out your content, whatever that looks like on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, email list, blogs, whatever it is, take the knowledge that you have, that you've already put in a framework, and then start sharing it with individual to start building trust, start getting you out there. Because that specified knowledge means nothing if people don't know you have it. And last, number 3, monetize through one core offer. I know I have been in this part to where we need multiple streams of income. We need to have everything out there to be able to get cash flow coming in, to then having our business make millions and millions of dollars and to provide for our families and provide for the life that we have. A lot of us get in the rut of, I need to have all those right now. But the thing that works the best is focusing on a single thing at a time. Alex Ramosi did a great example of this in one of his videos where he's laid 7 cups out and he started pouring water into each of them. The water represented time and resources and connections in order to build the company or business, which is that cup. As he put it out in all 7, each cup only got a little bit of water. And his example was that you never get the big successful companies by focusing on many things at one time. But instead, what you do, and he took the water back, is he poured it into one cup. And then once that cup was full, then it started overflowing and then could go into another cup and then another cup and then another cup. So as we focus on one and build it to the grand gesture that we want it to, then that will start overflowing into the others. Let us slow down our momentum in the need to have things now. And let's accelerate the patience in focusing on a single thing so that long term we have that result. The result that we want will not come from the focusing on many things today. The long result will come by focusing on a single thing today and doing it consistently enough to then get the result that's needed. Another part when I talk about the monetizing your core offer is as you stick to one single thing, continue to build it, continue to make it grow. And not only that, but when you focus on that one thing, focus on it like a math problem. When you do a math problem, you do, what was it? It was like, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It's like parentheses, exponents, then you jump into multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. Focus on the things that are going to multiply your life first. And then do the things that are going to add and subtract from it. When you focus most on things that multiply and divide in your life, then you make sure that your strengths multiply and that the things that have worked are continually working to where you will get to the goals and results that you want. That is also being aware of the things that would divide from it, in which if you say something that is of legal dispute, or if you are I don't know why example isn't popping up, but those weaknesses of which could just like destroy your career. Those are your dividers. When you focus on that, you make sure that those are prepared so that you are prepared and prevent rather than repair and have to repent from it. Then you focus on the addition and subtraction. These are the things that are the nuts and bolts on the side. Things that are, when you think about the 80-20 rule of 80% is 20% of the results and 20% of the work is 80% of the results. You focus on the 20% that give you 80%, and then the nuts and bolts of the 80% that still give you the extra 20% you need, but it is there to help the business go. Make that your free time. Make those things be the things on the side to focus on. Because when you live in this world, I don't know if you knew this, you are human and we don't have as much time as we want to be able to focus on family, finances, business, and such. So when we take the time to focus on multiplying things and preventing things from drastically harming us, our life gets better. And then those addition and subtraction things, those things that really don't matter that much, we can do those on the side. Oh my goodness, dyslexia for the win again. I got specified knowledge, as Napoleon Hill talks about. When you are more specific, when you're able to dial down into a framework that relates to people, when you're able to then build content from it, to which builds trust. And we're able to monetize on a single offer, not spread yourself thin, but focus on a single offer. You're able to create the business that you want. Napoleon Hill's principles are timeless. They have worked since I think it was 1937 or 1964, one of those two dates, when Napoleon Hill talked about these principles. We're coming up on half a decade, more than half a decade now. That's incredible for something to stick around that long. And so when you focus on knowledge, not just the general, but focus on a single that specified niche that you're going to, you'll be able to create results a lot faster than you think you'll be able to. Henry Ford said it best: whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. But he also mentioned the I got this. The not quote, but the philosophy of masters and the masters, because masters have failed more than novices have tried. So continue to fail forward, continue to fail fast, and continue to go after the things that you want as you move forward and stuff, and the things that are going to accelerate the results that you want.